So this car may look familiar. This is GTR number 1, first ever built. It has been under upgrades for the past 3 months. We're working on a lot of items on it, including, even though it's the same color, it got repainted and got a flow coat of clear on top of all of that because there was a lot of work done on the tail section and the lower doors to close that gap. So I'll start with the engine. Not much change back in the engine bay. It's still a 525 horsepower LS engine. Painted the valve covers or coil pack covers to cover up the coil packs and to match the body. If you look, it's got a mid-rise intake, which makes a real nice airflow going in there. And I had built custom headers for this car. They go back into mufflers and then down into cats. And the exhaust routing got changed so that it comes out into carbon fiber trim ring with black tips back there, which adds a real nice touch in the back. But over here we have fuel filters and fuel pumps and fuel pressure regulator. So they're all accessible. Way down there is another fuel pump. It's got a lift pump going into a surge tank and then into the high pressure pump down there to the fuel rail, which is a custom rail, trick flow. Goes through the fuel rail back to, and then it returns back to the pressure regulator, and then that goes back to the surge tank. So nothing really much has changed engine-wise, but it also got an addition of H's wheel wells, which close up the wheel wells really nicely on the top and the bottom. If you look at it from that side, see when it closes, they match down to this area here, and close it up real nice. The tail obviously got hinged, which is another creation by H. And it's supported with gas struts, and the whole section of the tail had to be reinforced because it really wasn't designed originally to support standing up in that position. So if you see those lines, those are all embedded support tubing and then fiberglassed over that so that the body doesn't flex when it's opened. But it's a real nice thing to have instead of taking the whole tail off. Stand up and give you plenty of room to work back there. And you can do it by yourself, which is real nice. So coming into the interior got a lot of work. This is something for years drove me a little crazy, but I just didn't have time to work on it with all the other cars going on. So the interior got what we call interior door cards, and they really add a really nice finish to the doors themselves. You can see they're done in black, soft feel paint. It's got roll bar covers going all the way to the floor. Look at this side where you can see it better, going all the way. So you don't see the roll cage anymore. It's underneath here. It's there. It's got a roof liner up above. And again, roll cage was underneath there. Let's turn on the light. Now you can see it better up in there. And the back got recarpeted because I just wasn't happy originally. I did it quickly in order to get it to a show. And then the dash, all the gauges, the back panel is done in the same color as the outside of the car. Again, it's got a matching steering wheel and all the turn signals and horn, etc. is right there on the steering wheel at your fingertips. So here's a better look at the covers going all the way to the floor. Also has a custom made center console, which is done in silver, which matches the original GT design. And as the first ever, we've got cup holders. I gotta also down into stereo system. It's got a touch screen. It's an Alpine touch screen, Bluetooth. Hooks up to USB, microphone to your phone, etc. They've really come a long way with this technology, making it small enough to fit in a car like this. And you see the touch screen coming on. It's hard to catch it with the camera, with the glare, but it's down there. And nothing big stereo wise. It's just got speakers in the doors like the originals. They're 5 1/4 speakers, tweeters in the middle. That's a decent sound for what it is. And again, the dash was done in the soft feel paint. It was redone, and I'll tell you, that was a real adventure getting that to get the original soft feel off to redo it, because you put a candy in it, a candy colorant, and it's just like painting the outside of a car. That unless you have the exact same mixture, it's going to look different. Up top, it's got brand new rear view, and as you see, it's a full screen in the rear view. It's also got a forward facing, it's got GPS, a speedometer in it, and when you put it in reverse, the distance lines come in, which is a real nice thing to have. So we've got AC and heat in this also. We've got the tilt seats, which don't have to be in a car with this size interior. I just like the carbon fiber look, and they're comfortable. Everybody asks always, are sure those are comfortable, and they're just designed so nicely to fit around your body. So that's the interior and the engine bay. Give a quick start. You see it's a one-button start system. It's the Infinity box system. Walking around the car, you see also a change up in the front. Now has a cutaway on the flare in the front. The wheels were redone in a satin black to match the red better. We've got a tow hook up front. It's done in satin black, so it kind of hides there, but go to the track, etc., you're going to need something. It's also got a forward-facing camera, which is hooked into the stereo system, so parking, etc., so you're not, that nose is really long on this car, so you're able to see what's right there in front of you. It's really helpful. Got added a black stripe down along the bottom on the rocker, just a touch to tie the wheels together, the black on that. Side scoops got done in a mesh, just to kind of close it out, give it a more finished look. And those scoops actually vent into the engine bay. They end up coming in right there. So it brings in some cold air into the engine bay. And as you're going to see, the back closes really easily. And then latches up top, 2 latches, the aero catch latches. I put just a temporary carbon fiber wrap on the flares in front of the rear wheels because that's where the body takes most of the damage. Right there, they catch a lot of rocks. Going around to the back, it also got these original GT vents right here, and they're venting also engine heat along with the vents that have been there right there in the center. The back of the car got changed. It got original style taillights. The mesh got cut out in that oval part next to the taillights. And that look of the taillights is so much nicer than what was there. I'm so happy with the lights. And I also made a bumper delete panel. That's down below here. This area right here used to be all open, and now there's a panel going across. And there's the carbon fiber ring for the exhaust, and the black tips coming out of there, and the diffuser below it. And you see the rear view camera sitting over there. So you may ask why I redid it, and why I have so many other cars going on in here. The car was sold, and then the owner's coming today to pick it up and wanted some changes. 3 months worth of changes. A lot of work went into, almost as much time as it took me to build it originally, to make all the modifications. A lot of that time was custom work in the interior, fabricating panels and getting them look just right to make that interior really nice. So there's GTR number 1 in its updated form.